we're at the battleground of Middle Creek. And why this is important is Kentucky wanted to remain neutral during the Civil War. And so a lot of Kentucky natives tried to hold this and stay neutral and try to fight off both sides. But the Confederate soldiers that were abandoning and the war were hiding out here in the mountains. So our future president, James Garfield, then, he was a colonel. The only battle he ever led, he led here at Middle Creek. And he led it from the Union side, and he was the colonel that led the battle that secured Middle Creek and Eastern Kentucky for the Union Army. Then they lost it again that following spring and summer to the Confederacy. But this is the only battle James Garfield ever led, and it was at the Battle of Middle Creek. And the Union won and secured Eastern Kentucky right here thanks to him. So we're going to look at the battlefield.
All right, and down here, I guess, is the primary skirmish area. And then off to our right and left, there's trails where the Union Army came in and trails where the Confederate Army came in.
So let's walk down by the creek. Let's walk down through there.
Yeah, and you know, I mean, I hate to say it, I prefer to go down on the Confederate side myself.
Well, let's stay neutral like the Kentucky did and then just go down through here.
All right, we'll go in the middle.
And we'll just be neutral like the Kentucky people were. How about that?
All right, well, France.
That is the Confederate trail, and that's the Union trail. We're going to stay in the center. Non-violence. Try to do it like the Kentucky natives did. But we're going to follow this trail down near the creek. And you can see this is not a large area for a battle. Can you imagine how close quarters you would be between guns, much less knives?
Wow, this is simply pretty and amazing.
It's beautiful down here. There's a post down there marking something. I thought we would walk down here first and see what this is. We can get down by the creek closer. This isn't a large area at all to have a battle like that in.
No, but there were so many little battles in this area, and all of them were important.
And see, Kentucky really, the people here in the Appalachians didn't want any part to do with the war. They could see both sides of the conflict. They could see how the South felt about political issues, and they could see how the North felt about the same thing. And I'm not going to talk about the main issue. But when the Confederate soldiers were hiding out here, it became the Union's problem. So they sent James Garfield, and he was just a colonel then. And he was up against a brigadier general from the South. And he beat him. And so that was probably one of the best, because he secured Eastern Kentucky for the Union, that probably helped him a lot when he ran for office.
Well, you know, I never knew that Garfield even led any campaign, so that was pretty interesting.
It's the only one he ever led in his whole career. And right here,
see, the artillery that failed.
they had, okay, the Confederate Army had 4 huge artillery pieces like this, like the cannons.
Yeah.
But what they didn't count on coming down through here is what it says, is that the roads coupled with the heavy rainfall of January 1862 made moving cannons a very difficult proposition. 2 whole days were spent moving this up from Hager's Hill to Middle Creek. And the guy that writes for the Confederacy Army said, "I found the roads nearly impassable. With great labor, my battery was moved 6 miles, but some of my wagons could not move 4. It was the second day before I passed on the state road leading from Slaughtersville to Prestonburg.
So I guess superior weaponry is not good if you can't move it.
Right, over these mountains and hollers and roads. I could see that. So we're going to walk down here to the creek.
Looks like we came at the right time. They just cut the grass.
Yeah. They do have reenactments here when they do reenactments in Middle Creek. I guess it would be an important place because it secured Eastern Kentucky. And this is a huge place with these hollows and mountains. So to secure something like this would be a great advantage. And you could put your soldiers up in these hills and trees and stuff. There's the creek. I don't know how we're going to get down there to it.
I don't either.
Let's walk back that way. I don't feel like going through that much in this. It's too early in the morning. Wow, it's beautiful. But look at that. That's not much area.
No.
Let me take a picture down to there. So the Confederates, they didn't even think about moving that artillery over the mountain. How nearly impossible that would be. You know?
I know, that would just be...
Can you imagine how much do those cannons weigh?
Oh, tons. You can't have to weigh at least 2,500 pounds or more.
There's a marker, there's a little group of trees down here.
Alright.
And a marker that might be where they signed the surrender. So we're gonna go down there and see. But no longer than it's taken us to walk this, I can imagine looking at another army that wants to kill you. Being in that close quarters. Kentucky mornings, it's beautiful out here. I think it'd be better for us walking across this.
Alright.
It might be a lot. That looks wet. This
All
kinda
looks
laid
mushy.
down. Huh?
All looks kind of mushy, but...
So this was, it was nasty like this in January because it's wet and cold out here. So it would be nasty down here, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would. There's always precipitation in the mountains here.
This is a beautiful little grove of trees. Okay. Compared to the other battles, there's 3,000 people fighting in this one, but only 15 people were killed here.
Wow.
Yeah. Union losses at Middle Creek were 3 and 18 wounded. And then the rest of them were the Confederacy.
Ooh.
Wow. So I'm guessing a lot of it was fought over here in these group of trees. Only 15 people killed for 3,000 people being here. That's insane.
Yeah, that is. This would be intense. This is flat. You're looking everybody eye to eye.
Look how wet. Waterwood bridges. I'm just trying to get close to the creek, and this looks like my best bet down here. So I can get a picture, you know, of the creek.
Yeah, it's cool, so I'm not too concerned about any snakes. So.
It's been too cool. There we go. Here we go. We can get to the creek here.
Oh man, I just want to again thank whoever the intelligent person was that thought kudzu would be a great addition to the South.
Oh, that's a beautiful creek. I'm just trying to get to the creek, folks. Watch your step, because I think this bank just goes off the edge here. Be careful. There's some deep holes and stuff. Look up through that creek, through that holler.
That's
There we
a pretty
go.
little creek.
That's beautiful right there. Okay, this is kind of nasty.
Skeeters.
Yes, look at it. It's like our feet are soaked and everything. We still got other places to go.
I know my feet are soaked.
Well, I hope y'all enjoyed this little tour. We'll pick back up at our next stop.
After my feet are soaked.